So Rose is in the news about eye pokes. She has filmed herself in the hospital and talking about eye pokes. Apparently, she will have surgery, may have had it already, and she's going to require a silicone tube. I think it was silicone tube inside of her eye. I think they said that her tear duct was damaged. Tear duct. She said it came from eye pokes.
I just spoke to Pat Barry, who's in the hospital right now. Yesterday we spoke about Rose Namajunas talking to the fans in a very emotional state. It was heartbreaking to see. Remember that video? She's like openly sobbing. And shout out to the fans.
No, it was not heartbreaking to see. This is what I'm sick of. People act like Rose has a special cry, that there's something special about her. Get out of here. Get out of here with that corny goofball nonsense. She ain't no better than any other woman out here. That's just what I'm saying. Rose is not better than other women. Get off of that. People always treating her as, oh, she's so special and her cries are a unique cry unto the masses. Get out of here, cornballs.
Fans who were there to console her, to make her feel better. It was part heartbreaking.
She should not be applauded for crying and breaking down. I applaud the girls who didn't cry and break down in front of the masses after a loss. Shout out to them who wasn't crying and boo-hoo. Oh, get out of here, man. I award strength rather than weakness. That's what fighting is about. We're not supposed to consider gender. Stop pandering to her just because she a female. And there's obviously some other reason y'all do that, because y'all don't pander to other fighters like that. Hear nothing about no crying. And she supposed to be special because she started crying after a loss. Get out of here.
Breaking and part beautiful to watch in a way. Anyway, right now as we speak, Rose is undergoing eye surgery, believe it or not. She was poked multiple times in the eye.
That's beautiful. What's beautiful about a fighter crying in front of all of her friends waiting to get a picture and an autograph with her? Trust me, their fans would prefer that she were not crying at that moment, and that she was instead happy to be greeted by so many fans. Lord.
They actually just sent me a photo of one of said pokes. Here's one photo that we have. There you go.
Okay. That's the poke? You got another one?
And yeah, I mean, again, this is the thing with these. Like, you sit at home, you're like, okay, suck it up. Tom Aspinall, suck it up. Well, guess what? Here's a photo of Rose heading into surgery as we speak. You can see her eye, and you're about to see more. And he tells me that she has...
Which eye are you talking about? Her finger was in this eye. So why are you... And it was the upper part of the eye. The bruise is on the other eye, and it's in the lower part of the other eye. What are y'all talking about? This is the poke y'all talking about? Okay, I have a question. If this is the case, why didn't she call for a timeout? Why wasn't Rose, blinking repeatedly, holding her eye, asking for a halt to the action? Isn't that what happens when you sustain a serious poke to the eye? And it's the other eye. Why can't this at least make sense? Look, if she would have reacted like her eye was truly injured, asked for timeout, they gave her a few minutes, she blinking, and then she can continue, and then she lets everybody know that she's going to, that's different. Nobody could criticize that. But here, the other eye is getting poked, and it doesn't look like the finger is that deep. And you can clearly see Silva's not trying to poke her eye. She's trying to push her face away, which is legal. Silva's not throwing a punch with her fingers extended. Tried to push her face back, and it looks like just a tiny part of her index finger. It doesn't even look like it's inside the eye. That's like more the upper bone, where that bone is right there. And where was the blinking? Rose never showed us. She never reacted like she was poked in the eye. I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy. And it looks kind of pathetic. This looks kind of pathetic. So her unbruised eye. So the bruised eye is from a punch. Is that what y'all telling us? The bruised eye is from a punch. And again, just for the record, Silva had no damage. Don't we factor damage in fights? Yes, we do. There's no way you could call this a robbery. The only thing you got now is a bunch of Rose worshipers. That's what you're dealing with. A bunch of Rose worshipers who literally worship her. She's always right in their eyes. She can never be criticized ever about anything. She's like perfect. And you should always be on her side, because Rose is what? God-fearing. She prays. She's God-fearing. Smokes a lot of weed. Seems like the perfect neighbor. Well, I don't worship people. WMMA Addict does not worship people. I don't worship man. I just call it how I see it. This eye was poked in the photo that y'all gave as evidence. There's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. What eye is she pointing at? Huh? Did she post anything on her Instagram? I'm going to see if I can find it. This thing is frozen up or something. I haven't even listened to the video. But from the looks of it, it looks like there's a video out. Let's continue with this.
I'm going to try to get this right. A canalicular laceration, which is a break in the tear drainage system of the eyelid, often caused by blunt trauma or lacerations in the inner corner of the eye, frequently resulting in persistent tearing, eyelid misalignment, and redness. He says there were 2 eye pokes. One of them cut the inside of her eyelid and all the way into the tear duct. 3 months with a tube in her eye, no sneezing, no blowing her nose. I mean, does that not sound like a nightmare? An absolute nightmare. And this is like, we move on to 325.
No, ain't nothing special about that. They all have gruesome injuries. And they post them on their social media all the time. Ain't nothing special about Rose's injuries. Nothing special about Rose at all. Y'all remember on a recent stream, somebody asked me, why don't you say something positive about Rose? Do y'all know that that's evidence that people want to hear positive things said about Rose? No, how about we just say fair things about Rose? How about we deal with just facts? facts. Ain't nothing special about her injury. Don't start with that. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. This pampering of Rose. Like she's special and she's just had some imaginary eye pokes that she never reacted to in the actual fight. But though they were so harmful, now she can get out of here. This is annoying.
Forget about these people. Oh, jokes about women's fighters, all this stuff. This is what they have to deal with. Here's a video. I asked her how she's doing. They responded via
video. Yeah, we know. We know what they have to deal with. But you ain't never talking like this about dudes when they get injured. They don't even share their injury. That's the difference this makes. Fighters get injuries all the time. The difference is they don't document them and share them with the world like Rose does. They don't. I applaud that. How you like that? Huh? How you like them apples? I look up to that. I value that. The fighters who don't disclose their injuries, especially immediately after a fight. It's a bad look. You're not looking so macho. Huh? That's not a thing a fighter should do, man. You don't understand that? Let's continue with this pathetic nonsense here.
Surgery talking about what happened.
Just a canalicular repair surgery on my eye.
He's hoping you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm very frustrated. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm upset because I got poked in the eye in the second round. Couldn't see after that.
Why didn't you even react to it then? How you get poked in the eye so bad that it caused an injury, and you just continued to fight as if you were not poked in the eye? That's not making sense to me. You never reacted. She never reacted to an eye poke. Oh, God. This is annoying. This is what I'm talking about.
And I'm now seeing from pictures that it was multiple times. I just was like so locked in that.
What picture? We only seen one picture. What you talking about? And in that one picture, it's the other eye, the upper part of the eye, and her finger is not really that deep in there. And that's probably why you never reacted to it. What are you saying? There's some kind of injury that your brain didn't register? Suddenly you had destruction and tear in your ducts and all this stuff, but your brain never registered it? Your eye just took it and you were able to see just fine? Okay, Rose. Well, the bruise on your other eye came from a punch, and Silva didn't have such bruises. Huh? Why don't you just take your loss like a fighter? Why don't you just take your loss like a fighter and stop fishing for sympathy? How about you do that? It's pathetic. You want to be celebrated. That's all this is. You want attention to be on you rather than the winner of the fight. It's pathetic. And that's why I'm not feeling people who defend this nonsense and defend this goofball. Like, get out of here. You don't see these other fighters doing this pathetic nonsense. And I bet you if they did, they'd probably be criticized. But Rose get away with everything. Y'all give her a pass for everything. All this pathetic goofiness.
I would have protested, like.
You wish you would have protested it. You wouldn't have a choice but to protest it if you really got poked in the eye like that. You wouldn't be able to see. This is so goofy. Who supports Rose and cosigns? Oh, Rose, your little eyeball. Please raise your hand, because this sounds ridiculous to me.
But I was just so focused on like taking her head off, and I was getting momentum and yeah.
No, you were not gaining momentum. No, you were not. You lost the first round by a small margin, by a very small margin, but you lost the first round. You were outstruck in the first round. In the second round, you were getting outstruck again till you got your little takedown. And then in the third, you got dominated. You wasn't growing in momentum.
Yeah, that would have. Yeah, so it's just frustrating because I know accidents happen, so I'm not saying like it couldn't happen, but I've never poked anybody in the eye. So
Shut up. Shut your stupid mouth, man. This girl never tried to poke you in your stupid, pathetic eyeball, you goofy. This girl is beyond annoying. I don't understand how any of y'all don't see the patheticness in this broad. Now she's trying to paint Silva as some type of villain. Straight up and down. That's what she's doing, like a little pathetic degenerate. This ain't no holy person's attitude. She ain't acting like no godly woman. She acting like a little deceitful little menace. Get out of here. I never poked anybody in the eye. And shut up. You goofball.
I feel like a point should be taken right away. You know, because when people
Yeah. To an eye poke you never acknowledged. Huh? What the ref supposed to do? What the ref supposed to stop the fight even though you didn't react to no eye poke at all? What?
Cautious. People would be more careful and considerate of their fellow opponents.
She wasn't doing this. This is not a reckless thing. That's not a reckless thing to do right there. Now, if you throwing a punch with your fingers extended, then you'd have a point. Understand, nothing that I'm saying is anti-Rose. It's just facts. This was not some type of dirty move. What are y'all talking? This is what they're trying to paint this as Silva was using dirty tactics and intentionally poking Rose in the eye. Poor Rose. And it makes the supporters of Rose look so bad. So bad. You're not supposed to defend no pathetic nonsense like this.
You know, this is crazy. I have to have a tube in my eye and in my nose.
Okay, you pointing at the bruised eye. That's not the eye where the finger's going inside of. So we have a problem here. We got a problem here, don't we? She's pointing at that eye herself. And that's what I was waiting on her to do. If that's the eye we're talking about, where's the eye poke? Where's the image of the eye poke that you claim exists? Where is it? The one that you referred to is not it. We're just dealing with facts, people. Don't come with that, you're being anti-Rose, you're anti-Rose. These are facts. They're trying to paint Rose as some type of victim and paint Silva as a villain. How in the world could anybody support that? Or fail to point this out is beyond me. We all wired different for a good reason.
You know, for 3 months, and I can't blow my nose for 3 months, so it's gonna be rough.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Several fighters go through the same thing. Get their whole noses destroyed and crunched up. They have to go through all kinds of stuff. This is what fighters do. But they're not doing what you're doing, fishing for sympathy. It's pathetic, man. Pathetic. And you got holes in this argument. Talking about you got some image of an eye poke, and let's see if this weasel points this out.
Man, heart goes out to her and wish her well, speedy recovery. Hopefully the surgery goes well as well. I don't even know if the referee saw it. I don't remember, guys. I don't remember a break in the action. Was there a break in the action?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so even like the point deduction conversation, like the referee missed it.
Referee ain't missed nothing. You goofball. Rose missed it. What are you talking about? What the referee supposed to do? When Rose never reacts to being poked in the eye. Fights as if she never got poked in the eye. What is he supposed to do? What are you talking about? Y'all support, this is what y'all support? Y'all on Team Namajunas? Y'all want to be y'all on this panel too with them? That's why I don't rock with a lot of these losers out here. This is pathetic, man.
Which just absolutely sucks. She talked about, being close to fighting for the belt again. Whether that's true or not, we'll never know. Natalya says she's been told. Dana kind of confirmed it, but he did it in that same sort of way that he's been doing it. Like, yeah, sure. Definitely leaving the door open. And the last 2 times he said it, it hasn't come to fruition. So who the hell knows? I can't imagine anyone else but Natalya Silva gets it at this point, just based off of her winning streak. I believe it's 8 in a row at this point, if not 9. But that really sucks. That really sucks. I don't know what the answer is. We have a video coming out next month.
I got the answer. Screw Rose. Who cares about Rose? Ain't nothing special about this broad. And every time she opens her stupid mouth, it's a lie comes out. A lie or something stupid and pathetic like this. I've looked high and low for these eye poke images. Maybe if Rose would have, because if you get poked in the eye, you really get poked in the eye, you blink, you ask for a break, you might get a few minutes, and what they do, they immediately show the replay. Immediately. And maybe we would have evidence if Rose would have reacted to it. But the fact that she didn't react to no eye poke, you know what that tells me? She wasn't poked. She wasn't poked at all in the eye. And that this so-called eye poke didn't bother her whatsoever. And it actually looks like her eyelid protected her eyeball in this little image right here. Again, that's why she never reacted to it. The idea that the referee is supposed to jump in and intervene to an eye poke that he didn't see and that the fighter never responds or reacts to, that's something, y'all on a different planet at this point. I've told y'all, man, the world is full of a bunch of stupid, brain dead people. That's why I don't trust nobody's perspective but mine, and I'll put it up against anybody's. Full of a bunch of brain dead, deranged, retarded people. What are you talking about, goofball Wani? You showed us that goofy photo as evidence? Slap yourself. Lord.
Mid-February, Casey, our videographer, went to a officials hearing in Las Vegas, and they spoke about eye pokes and they spoke about all this stuff. I mean, this will probably be a thing until there is no more MMA, and that will probably never happen. This will always be a thing as long as we have those fingerless gloves, and as long as the UFC doesn't want to change the gloves. We could talk ad nauseum about all this stuff, and nothing's really going to happen. We can only do our part in terms of shedding a light on it. But this is important to talk about because we see the aftermath of these fights that we just kind of talk about, move on, and it's on to the next. This is what they have to deal with.
What's the aftermath? The aftermath is that Rose lost. She was not dealing with an eye problem. She was never dealing with an eye poke. An eye poke never impaired her vision. Ever. Ever. And y'all know it. This is some slimeball, pathetic nonsense. And possibly even racist. What are y'all talking about? Y'all put together this weak argument of eye pokes, and this is your only piece of evidence? Yet it's the other eye, this bruised, and even Rose herself pointed at this other eye. What's going on here? Why should I sit back and accept that what you're saying is somehow legit? Listen, man, I'm worried about everybody's brain at this point. I don't know what y'all doing, man. It might be because it may be in meat and dairy. Maybe that's it. Y'all eating these carcasses. 'Cause that's the one thing that I don't do that most of the world does. True vegans who avoid meat and dairy make up like 1% or less than 1% of the population. So more of y'all need to try it, because something's wrong with most people's brains. I stand on that. Something is wrong with most people's brains. Yeah, she's trying to milk this robbery claim, and it's pathetic. If any, see, look at how they dogged out Tom Aspinall when he was doing stuff like this. And it's very similar, right? He pointing at one eye when the other eye was poked. Very similar. The internet came down on him hard. You don't see them doing that with Rose. Why? She is enjoying this type of privilege. She's enjoying a privilege that the men don't get. It's as simple as that. There's no way around that. And among the women, she enjoys this privilege because she tries to project herself as being so holy, so godly. Oh, I'm such a godly. You don't act like a godly woman. Up here trying to fish for sympathy, pointing at an eye that wasn't poked, claiming that images exist of an eye poke when we've only seen one, and that is not legit. That's not a legit piece of evidence for your claim of being poked in the eye. You're not behaving like a strong, godly woman. You wouldn't be documenting you in the hospital getting fixed up after a fight, which all fighters go through, by the way. All fighters go through this. They just don't document it and use the content to fish for sympathy like you're doing. Y'all don't. Rose is pathetic. Rose is pathetic. Anybody who supports this nonsense is pathetic. Because y'all are totally looking past the fact that Silva is supposed to enjoy her win. This was Silva's night, not Rose's night. She is the one who clearly defeated a third champion, former champion, on the longest win streak in the division, and decisively defeated the third champion thus far. It's Silva that needs to be being talked about and rewarded. This is earned attention that Silva should be getting. But instead, y'all choose to give Rose all the attention and sympathy and project her like, oh, she's a victim. Oh, she's a victim of eye pokes. And you got no evidence. It's pathetic. Pathetic. Okay? Now, if y'all want to rock with this type of nonsense, knock yourself out. It's not going to ride over here. I don't care about y'all, all y'all people who love Rose and you want to hear people say positive stuff about her. Some of the sickest, most evil people to ever exist were Christians. The fact that you an old Bible-thumping Christian don't mean nothing to me. Nothing at all. And I'll leave it there.